News you can trust. This is South Vermilion Middle School News.
With Alicia Gwynn and Amelia Gibson,
Braxton Idlewine,
Mia Turchi, Joseph Watts, and Vinnie Goldner.
This is your weekly news.
Good afternoon, Wildcats. I'm Alicia Gwynn.
And I'm Amelia Gibson.
And welcome to WCMS News.
We will be starting iLearn testing tomorrow, so make sure your iPad is fully charged and that you have wired headphones.
Yuck. On a positive note, the SVMS Spring Fling this Friday, and next Friday, May 5th, is Party on the Pavement. Now we'll send it over to Luke for sports.
Good luck to the track team this Thursday, April 27th, as they travel to North Vermilion. Let's send it over to the gym to see if Nick Straw can beat Mr. Fig in a three-point shootout. Let's send it over to Mr. Kilgore for Fact of the Day.
On this day in 1877, the Union soldiers were ordered out of New Orleans to officially wrap up the Reconstruction period of the Civil War.
This week we asked the students of SVMS a few different questions. What is your favorite segment in WCMS News? This was the top one. In fifth place was sports segment. Fourth place was Mr. Kilgore's Fact of the Week. Third place was Teacher Interview. Second place was The Shower Thoughts with Drew Hess. And the best segment in WCMS News is Vinny trying to make Mr. Fig chuckle. I feel insulted. If you only had one shot, which one of them would you take? 25% of the students would take the layup for $1,000. 48% would take the free throw shot for $50,000. 20% of the students would take a three-point shot for $100,000. And 7% of these students would take the half-court shot for $1 million. Why didn't everyone want it? I mean, you want to be rich or something? Because good for the 7%, but, go beyond your limits, people. For the final question, we asked the students of SVMS if they would rather have Cheeto fingers for the rest of their life or Oreo teeth for the rest of their life. 54% of the students said they would rather have Cheeto fingers, while the other 46% they'd rather have Oreo teeth. And I want the Oreo teeth. I mean, it'd be good for my fillings. Possibly.
Thanks, Joseph, for those results. Now we'll send it over to Mia to see the weather for this week.
Last week it was warm and sunny. Now this week it's going to be cold and rainy. Whoever ordered winter, please return it.
Thank you, Mia. Now we'll send it over to Miss Carden for Carden's Corner.
Thanks, Miss Carden. Now let's send it over to Drew for Shower Thoughts.
Welcome to Shower Thoughts. What's your S? Does a straw have one hole in it or two? After your birthday, you just turn the age of the years you've already completed. Your stomach thinks that all potatoes are mashed.
Thank you, Drew. Earlier this week, we interviewed our computer science teacher, Mrs. Sellers.
What interested you to do robotics?
Okay, what interested me to do robotics? When Central Elementary lost their robotics coach, we're talking several years ago, they contacted me while I was an e-learning specialist to see if I'd be interested in taking that task over. So being completely green, but with the help of several people, I was able to take over that team, and of course, here I continue. When I started teaching at the middle school, there was no team, so that's when I took on the task of making sure that there was something to follow the elementary, and thankfully this past year I convinced someone at the high school to take on a high school team. So now we have teams 4th through 12th.
How did you get into teaching, and why do you love teaching computer science?
Well, I'll tell you what, teaching was not my first thought of a job. I'm supposed to be, if I go with what my dreams were, playing in an orchestra somewhere. I really wanted to play in an orchestra for Disney, but about halfway through my senior year in college, I just had this strong vocational call to make the shift and go into education. And it was verified by a lot of scholarships and several opportunities that hit my way. So I was meant to be a teacher all along. I just didn't know it at first. I love teaching kids. I love being around kids and helping them just be a better version of themselves. But when it comes to computer science, my 6th grade teacher, my math teacher, every Friday we would get to go to a computer lab and work on MS-DOS coding. And I know none of the kids have any idea what that is. But it's the beginning of command prompt and fancy things. So I fell in love with that, and from that point forward, even though I was heavy into the world of music, I never let computer science go, and all my friends were computer scientists, even in college. So that would be how. I never let that part of me go. So I continued to learn and continued to grow right along with teaching music.
Tell us about your Computer Science Award.
Oh my goodness! So the Computer Science Award is it's the first Next Tech Computer Science Teacher of the Year for the state of Indiana. It's a pretty big deal to get. I of course always think that there are other people who are more amazing than myself, but it's an honor to receive.
Would you mind elaborating more on Mrs. Sellers' Computer Science Award?
We are super excited about our middle school GAIN teacher, Maria Sellers, and her recent award from Indiana Tech Point Foundation. She is the K-12 Computer Science Teacher of the Year Award by Next Tech, and she's the first one ever to receive this award. A few years ago, when the Indiana Department of Education mandated computer science education in the state of Indiana, we were ready, and greatly because of Maria. This Saturday, she will attend a very fancy gala. Tickets are $260 a person, black tie, cocktail dress, and this will be the event where she will receive her award. So we're super grateful for all the extra things that she does for our students and the meaningful work she does for computer science education.
Tell us about Pirelli.
Oh my gosh, Pirelli. He's my sweet pea, or as Mr. Sellers, P-Dog, but I call him Sweet Pea. We adopted him last July as a 12-year-old who had a family, but then for 2 years was on the run. And we don't know why, we don't know anything about him, but he's an absolute sweetheart, and I'm so glad we have him.
If you had to teach another subject, what would you rather teach?
Well, that's easy. I used to teach elementary music. I did K through 5 for 10 years, so if I had to do anything else, I would go back to it. But really, I love computer science and robotics way too much to want to make that change. But fun fact for those who don't know, I taught Miss Chubb, so it's kind of fun to have her in the building now and know that I didn't do half bad. On Instagram, you can follow Pirelli. It's Pirelli Sellers_TH. We have lots of fun with him, so you can see the adventures.
That's a wrap for this week's WCMS broadcast. I'm Alicia Gwynn.
And I'm Millie Gibson. We'll now end this week's program with Vinny attempting to make Mr. Fig chuckle. He is currently 0-13 and will receive another punishment after 15 failed jokes.
Hey, Mr. Fig.
Hey, Vinny.
Why should you never date a tennis player?
Why?
Because love means nothing to them.
What? Yeah.
See if it's on.
Next we see rainy, cloudy, and cold.
Okay, that's on, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you know what you're saying?
No, I've no clue.
So,
let's go.
Okay. What? Oh my god, I don't like this. This is so awkward.
Today is warm and sunny.
Well, today is warm. I don't like it. Oh my god. Okay. Well, it's warm and sunny right now.